stream. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Okay, Brent, please.
Thank you, and hello again. So I'm just going to summarise the position of where we are with the current application that's about to go forward to notification, expanding slightly on the Akaroa wastewater system, also talking about devotional because it seems the two are inextricably linked. So we're about to go to notification of an application that was lodged in June 2023, and essentially what's going to be put forward to the public is three different views of the truth. What was lodged in 2023 on the basis of information then what was lodged in October 2023 as the response to an ECAN request for information, and then finally the update report we've been talking about, and actually there's other reports that have come out since that October as well. So everything is going from the application, which had a huge amount of work done on it, and which specified that a box this size was going to work, there wouldn't be any overflows, there wouldn't be bypass flows and so forth, to the RFI response in October based on a hasty piece of work saying, actually on the basis of some things that Friends of Banks Peninsula and others have been telling us, we might need to go to 20,000 metres cubed, but then we'll be fine. Oh, and we might need to start pushing the speed that the wastewater goes through the network at certain times as well. It's going to go beyond its design parameters. And then in April, we get a slightly bigger piece of work, which is the Becker update report saying, actually, there's a whole lot's going to change. There's all these overflows that we're predicting will happen if you don't change the design. Council are now exploring bypass flows. Ultrafiltration, which was what was sort of sold to the public the entire way through for years, has been it's our understanding, has been ruled out by Christchurch City Council in a workshop, that it will be a different process. So people keep saying this is nearly drinkable. I would say that's no longer the case. That was on the basis of ultrafiltration. And finally, the application was for Akaroa, but we now know, including in the design basis report that ACOM wrote, that it's assumed that devotion will be connected to it as well, and that's not in the application. Becker also, in that update report, for the first time put forward the risks around the fact that there's a lot of uncertainty. You should consider an appropriate margin over and above what your design says. You should expect that even that will be exceeded in the future, and you need to give consideration to the increasing storms that we're seeing and what the risks are of those in terms of the response of the system. So in other words, those revised flows in that update report essentially changed everything because they go all the way back to the pumps trying to pump the wastewater up the hill. The pumps are undersized, the treatment plant is undersized, the storage and the irrigation area are undersized, meaning essentially not only do you not have any margin for unforeseen events and growth, you've actually got negative margin because you've got this recognition that the system is undersized. So in other words, neither moving the treatment plant off Takapuneki nor moving to land irrigation will meet the original design criteria of removing all the wastewater from the harbour without a comprehensive redesign, an assessment of whatever limits are left, and probably more dollars. Also, contrary to what we heard being quoted on Friday, I do not believe you can call this a robust and sustainable solution. It doesn't address the network leaks. It is acknowledging that you will now still get both raw and treated wastewater being released into the harbour, but instead of in the middle of the harbour, they're essentially now going to be released on the beach in Children's Bay. I don't see how you can possibly call that sustainable. The treatment plant is going to probably involve these bypass flows, so at times it will have to dial back the amount of treatment, and the system becomes more vulnerable to climate change because it just has more steps in it that have limits on them. So that's why I also agree that I think the current application needs to be halted. If you consider it, there was several years of work went into what has been put forward, what was lodged as an application, and a very, very small amount of work looking at the consequences of the fact that all that modelling was wrong. The whole piece of work would need to be redone. So I agree that that should happen, that it gets withdrawn, that the funding gets cancelled, and instead look at that I&I and then get to the point where you're able to actually reconsider the options properly and with due diligence sometime in the future. Thank you. And I'll take questions.
Some questions by anyone? Nope, you've put your point across. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so we haven't got the next ones here at all, have we, Sam?
Not yet.
No. He can, and Christchurch Foundation not here. So we'll use that gap of 5 minutes that we've got now, please, and we'll come back as soon as someone's arrived. Thank you.